Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered his annual New Year message on Wednesday evening in Beijing. He looked back at the progress China made over the last year and its major accomplishments. President Xi also looked to the future. Here is what he had to say.
On New Year's Eve, Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered his 2026 New Year message through China Media Group and the Internet.
"同志们、朋友们、女士们、先生们，大家好！岁序更替，华章日新。在新年到来之际，我在北京向大家致以美好的祝福。2025年是“十四五”收官之年。5年来，我们踔厉奋发，勇毅前行，克服重重困难挑战，圆满完成目标任务。在中国式现代化新征程上迈出了稳健步伐。我国经济总量连续跨越新关口，今年预计达到140万亿元，经济实力、科技实力、国防实力、综合国力跃上新台阶。绿水青山成为亮丽底色，人民群众获得感、幸福感、安全感不断增强。5年历程极不寻常，成绩来之不易。大家拼搏进取，耕耘奉献，铸就了欣欣向荣的中国。我向每一位辛勤付出的奋斗者致敬。这一年，令人难忘的是，我们隆重纪念中国人民抗日战争及世界反法西斯战争胜利80周年，设立台湾光复纪念日。国之盛典威武雄壮，胜利荣光永载史册，激励中华儿女铭记历史，缅怀先烈，珍爱和平，开创未来，凝聚起中华民族伟大复兴的磅礴伟力。我们依靠创新为高质量发展赋能，科技与产业深度融合，创新成果竞相涌现，人工智能大模型你追我赶，芯片自主研发有了新突破，我国成为创新力上升最快的经济体之一。天问2号开启追星之旅，亚夏水电工程开工建设，首艘电磁弹射型航母正式入列，人形机器人亮出功夫模式，无人机演绎绚丽烟花，创新创造催生了新质生产力，也让生活更加多姿多彩。我们以文化滋养精神家园，文博热、非遗热不断升温，世界遗产再添新元。悟空和哪吒风靡全球，古韵国风成为年轻人眼中的顶流审美。文旅市场人气火爆，程超 村超热闹非凡，冰雪运动点燃冬日激情，传统与现代交融，中华文化绽放更加灿烂的光芒。我们共创共享美好生活。我到西藏、新疆出席庆祝活动，从雪域高原到天山南北，各族群众心手相连，像16子一样紧紧抱在一起。大家用洁白的哈达、热情的歌舞，表达对祖国的热爱、对幸福的礼赞。民生无小事，枝叶总关情。过去1年，新就业群体权益有了进一步保障，适老化改造给老年人带来方便，育儿家庭每月多了300元补贴，柴米油盐3餐4季，每个小家热气腾腾，中国这个大家就蒸蒸日上。我们继续敞开胸怀，拥抱世界。上合组织天津分会、全球妇女峰会成功举办，海南自贸港全岛封关运作。为更好应对气候变化，我国宣布新一轮国家自主贡献。继3大倡议之后，我提出全球治理倡议，推动建设更加公正合理的全球治理体系。当今世界变乱交织，一些地区仍被战火笼罩，中国始终站在历史正确一边，愿同各国携手促进世界和平发展，推动构建人类命运共同体。前不久，我出席了全运会开幕式，粤港澳3地同心同行，令人欣慰。要坚定不移贯彻“1国2制”方针，支持港澳更好融入国家发展大局，保持长期繁荣稳定。两岸同胞血浓于水，祖国统一的历史大势不可阻挡。党兴方能国强。我们开展深入贯彻中央8项规定精神学习教育，习目立信，从严管党治党，去腐生机，推进自我革命。党风政风持续向好，要砥砺初心使命，持之以恒，久久为功，继续回答好延安窑洞之问，书写无愧于人民的时代答卷。2026年是“15五”开局之年，锐识者必图其中，成功者先记于始。我们要锚定目标任务，坚定信心，乘势而上，扎实推动高质量发展，进一步全面深化改革开放，推进全体人民共同富裕，续写中国奇迹新篇章。山海寻梦，不觉其远，前路迢迢，阔步而行。让我们拿出跃马扬鞭的勇气，激发万马奔腾的活力，保持马不停蹄的干劲，一起为梦想奋斗，为幸福打拼，把宏伟愿景变成美好现实。新年的旭日即将升起，祝祖国山河壮丽，大地丰饶，神州沐朝晖。祝大家心有所悦， 业有所成，万事皆可期。
There is much to discuss, and joining me now is Victor Gao. He is Chair Professor at Soochow University. Also with us is Andy Mock. He's a Senior Research Fellow with the Center for China and Globalization. And we are joined too from Santiago by Jorge Heine. He is a former Chilean ambassador to China, and he's the author of the book Non-Aligned World. Welcome to all of you. Victor, let me start with you. President Xi noted that 2025 marks the completion of the 14th five-year plan that China has been implementing. He also underlined China's continued path to modernization. Before we get into some of the specifics, what did you make of his overall message on China's progress and the potential for the coming year?
Thank you very much for having me. First of all, Happy New Year to your global audience and to the people in the United States and throughout the world. I think President Xi Jinping's New Year address is very important because it outlined all the major achievements China made in 2025 and also forecasted into the future year and outlined the expected new achievements for 2026. I think the year 2025 will be looked back by history as a turning point year in China-US relations because by the end of the year, the United States more or less came to terms to the fact that it looks at China as a peer country or a near peer country. This is very important because throughout the year, China stood the ground very firmly and fight back against the maximum pressure by the United States in terms of the anti-China and anti-mankind global tariff war. And I think by the end of the year, China is probably one of the very few countries which still stands firmly on its principles, and China is highly committed to defending free trade. Now, China has also made huge amount of domestic achievements, pushing to the forefront of many fronts in terms of science and technological breakthroughs, and China marked the 80th anniversary of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and World People's War against fascism. All this demonstrates that China by today is one of the most stable countries in the world, highly committed to development and defending free trade and maximizing the benefits for all the countries with which China deal with.
Listening to President Xi's speech there, he stressed China's economic accomplishments, which included high-quality development through innovation. Looking at the year ahead, how well poised is China to keep moving forward with its economy, keep growing, keep developing?
Well, like Victor, let me offer New Year's greetings to everyone watching. Anand, so, I think President Xi's address really reads like a systems competence broadcast that has three parts. And this is, I think, what sets it up for even greater achievements in 2026 and beyond. So first is legitimacy at home. This is anchored on concrete results, both at a macro level and on a micro level. So President Xi mentioned that China's economy is expected to reach 140 trillion RMB. But also, he made mention of what in the US people would call pocketbook issues. So better protection for gig workers, so food delivery workers, people like that. Greater upgrades for senior citizens, and a 300 RMB subsidy for families for childcare. So I think at home, this rests on legitimacy through concrete results. And then the second part of this, I think, is deterrence and rule shaping abroad. So President Xi was very clear that continuity is important, using Hong Kong as an example of one country, two systems, but also that the Taiwan reunification is unstoppable. And then finally, showing that China is able and willing to play an important role globally through like the Global Governance Initiative. And this is all driven by the engine of industrial modernization.
Ambassador Jorge Heine, we've been talking about the progress that China has made economically and in other sectors as well, domestically. But China has also had an enormous impact on the globe in terms of trade, in terms of global growth as well. I mean, how much is China's economic success, its trade, its investments impacted a region like Latin America?
Well, very much so. And let me say the following. This has been a very turbulent year in the world with many challenges, as has been mentioned before. But I will say that the fact that China has done so well right now, all projections indicate that China's growth in 2025 will be around 5%, which is pretty much along the lines of what had been planned, that it will surpass its GDP, reaching a record $20 trillion, making it by far the second largest economy in the world. It will also have a trade surplus for the first time of over $1 trillion. So the point is this: China is doing very well from an economic point of view, and that, of course, has a very positive impact with the countries around the world which does business, like Latin America. Trade with Latin America reached over $500 billion in 2024. That will be surpassed in 2025. Chinese investment in the region is somewhere around $200 billion. For South America as a whole, not for Latin America, but for South America, China is right now the #1 trading partner. South America trades more with China than it does with the United States or with Europe. So all these things indicate that for Latin America, the economic links with China are absolutely central for its growth and further development.
Victor Gao, in his address, President Xi noted that there's been progress in science and technology in China, especially with artificial intelligence. But across the spectrum, we've seen significant progress in scientific developments, on technological progress as well. How important is this for China's continued growth and also for it to become more self-reliant?
Well, President Xi Jinping throughout the year has been talking about the new qualitative productivity, which sounds to be a tongue twister, but what it really means is that China really needs to focus on scientific and technological breakthroughs, innovation, creativity to increase the productivity and efficiency in all respects. And China is really doing very well. Throughout the year of 2025, China not only introduced the DeepSeek model, which really dashed the ambition in the United States to build AI into AI dominance, for example, or even try to achieve AI as if it is American intelligence. And the fact that DeepSeek really opens up the open source AI development in contrast to the closed source, the development by the major AI players in the United States, is really very much refreshing, because it means that all the countries in the world, especially in the global south, will legitimately expect to be involved in the AI development in a more meaningful way. Other than that, China is really pushing to the forefront in terms of the molten salt-based thorium reactor generating power. China is really pushing to the forefront in terms of the fusion reaction, in terms of generating power. And China is generating more electricity, almost twice, if not 2.5 times more than the United States. And that means China's productivity, modernization, and industrialization well supported by the energy security of all kinds. And China aims to double the total amount of electricity it produces in the coming years, in full anticipation of huge demand for more electricity when the AI revolution reaches its peak. So China is everywhere pushing forward, and this is really enlightening many countries in the emerging global south, because if China can do it, especially in a matter of 46, 47 years, they should legitimately expect that they can do the same
Right.
if they focus on development and embrace peace and embrace stability.
Yeah. Andy Mark, something we hear very often from Chinese leaders, and we heard it again from President Xi, is that China is committed to opening up its economy, opening up new trade possibilities. I mean, a good example of that is the Hainan Free Trade Port, and in that speech, President Xi noted the island-wide special customs operations that allows for the free entry of goods. I mean, what is the outlook for Chinese exports and imports in 2026?
Well, Anand, I think it actually is enormously positive. So, we've seen, as we touched on earlier, that despite the obstacles thrown up by the United States, China's global trade flourished with greater than $1 trillion surplus. And I think initiatives like the Hainan Freeport Zone really plays a crucial part in this. And we can see this both as a very important new policy as well as a continuation of a playbook that has demonstrated success over several decades. This really, I think, parallels the special economic zones that launched China's economic reform in 1978, but of course with the modern twist as well. So, obviously the internet, artificial intelligence is playing a very important role. I think this is also a foundation for value-added production that can be shipped to China without tariffs. So I think it's going to play a very, very important role, and especially, I think, serve as an anchor for Southeast Asian economic development as well.
Ambassador Heine, let's talk about climate change. That's a global challenge, and China has taken the lead in the battle against climate change. If we look right now, it is the world's biggest manufacturer of electric vehicles, the biggest exporter of electric vehicles as well. And we see Chinese green technology being exported throughout the world. It's wind technology, it's solar panels we see in countries across the globe. How important is this battle?
I think it's absolutely central. And I was particularly struck by a sentence in President Xi's speech in which he talks about clear waters and lush mountains, underscoring the significance of, saving the environment, which has been under such threats over the course of the past few decades. And you're quite right. And here we see a remarkable paradox. And that paradox is the following. We are seeing now, on the one hand, some countries in the north that are pushing fossil fuels, coal and oil as the way forward for energy production. And on the other hand, we are seeing China that is pushing the energy transition, that is pushing the green economy, that is doing what it can to, save the environment and forestall climate change. And what I find particularly interesting in the case of Latin America, which has such significant copper and lithium reserves, which are absolutely central for the energy transition, of how China is moving in to the next stage here, not just extracting these natural resources, but also moving to add value to them in Latin America. And we have the cases of two electric vehicle companies, BYD and Great Wall Motors, which have opened up factories in 2025, BYD in Brazil, in the state of Bahia, and Great Wall Motors in Sao Paulo, underscoring the significant complementarities that exist between the Latin American economies and China, and how working together they can fight climate change and bring about the transition to a green economy. So I think that is one of the significant developments that took place in 2025.
Victor Gao, China continued to play a very big and significant role in global affairs in 2025. You had the Shanghai Cooperation Summit, which took place in Tianjin. There was also the Global Leaders Meeting of Women that China had hosted as well. What is your assessment of China's growing role in resolving some of the many challenges that we find globally?
Well, China's role in the world is increasing significantly and rapidly, partially because of a very strong and ever-expanding size of the Chinese economy and the presence of China globally throughout almost all countries in economic engagement and proactivity. Now, China's really fast becoming the champion of free trade, and China defends free trade not only for the Chinese people's benefit, but really for the benefit of mankind as a whole, including, ironically, for the legitimate rights of the American people in the United States. This is crucially important for 2025 because this will be judged by history as a turning point year in terms of whether you defend free trade or sabotage free trade, or ironically calling for fair trade rather than free trade. I think China believes there will be no fair trade without free trade, and free trade is the precondition for fair trade. So I think China defends free trade for free trade's purpose, but for mankind's benefit. And I think in the coming years, as President Xi Jinping calls for, China's role in the world will be increasingly important, especially as announced by the new national security strategy of the Trump administration towards the end of 2025. It seems that the United States seems to be shrinking, especially to regroup, centering around the Western hemisphere and try to disengage in other parts of the world outside of the Western hemisphere. This creates momentum for China to create more positivity in its international role for defending free trade, defending peace, defending stability, and calling for end to wars of all kinds in the world.
Andy, Mark, I've just got a little bit of time left, but I want to focus on the Global Governance Initiative that was launched by President Xi. It calls for countries to work for a more just and more equitable society around the world. China has taken this very seriously, plays a very big role in this. It's not just global governance, but it's the reform of the systems that we see right now, reform of the institutions around the world. How important is the Chinese contribution, especially at a time like this, when we see so many global challenges, so many conflicts around the world?
Sure, Anand. I mean, certainly, I think this is a very, very important initiative, and it's representative of two things. I think first, China's institution building capability, so not just addressing acute problems like climate change, localized conflicts in different parts of the world, but building the infrastructure and the institutions to address systemic challenges. So the Global Governance Initiative is one, Belt and Road Initiative, Shanghai Cooperation Organization you mentioned. But underneath that, I think, is a different ontology or understanding of reality, in that the U.S. takes the approach that the world is hierarchical, that certain countries need to be on top, other countries are more subordinate to the global hegemon. But China's approach really is very different worldview, where it sees countries as really part of one living system, right, like the human body. And we can't really say the heart should dominate the lungs or vice versa. And I think this is really important to appreciate, that China's not only building these institutions, but also is bringing a different ontology or understanding of the value of this, which I think will be a very, very profound and positive change.
Okay, and that is where we have to leave it. A Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for being with us. And a Happy New Year to all our viewers as well. That's it for this edition of The Heat. I'm Anand Naidu in Washington.